My balance training started as a game on a parking block. You know, I have always walked on parking blocks because it's fun. We used to do it when we were kids, and I just never stopped because I always thought it was fun. I mean, got to find fun wherever you can, right? And sometimes there's just a parking block. And when our grandbaby was little, as soon as she started being able to walk, we were walking on the parking block. It's like, well, I got to go like this. And at first I had to hold her hand, of course, but then eventually she got it too. And now we still run to the parking blocks. And this was long before I ever thought about the fact that I'm getting older and I might lose my balance or I should train for that or any of it. I was a personal trainer. I got my personal trainer certificate in 1999. In 2016, I thought, maybe I should take this functional aging specialist certificate because if I'm growing older, certainly there are other people, my clients, whatever, that are growing older, and that would be a good certification to have. And I've mentioned this before, but if you've never been here, you didn't hear this, that first chapter in that text will scare you straight. It was, you're going to lose your endurance this fast and you're going to lose your muscle this fast. And I was like, that is not going to be me. Anyway, it was then that I started consciously doing balance training. The parking blocks, of course, I would walk on curbs. Like anytime I would have to stand and wait for something, instead of doing that, if there was a curb to walk on, I would do that. Or I started brushing my teeth 30 seconds on one side and 30 seconds on the other side. And then I do it again, 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other side. It's so funny, when I was getting ready to leave work today, I saw a reel, and this man who's a personal physical therapist, maybe, he says there's 3 things you need to do when you're 60 so that you can still do them so you're independent when you're 80. And the first one was getting up off the floor, which I've talked about. If you can't get up off of the floor every dang day, then you've got a leg muscle issue, and that's not good because you don't want one of those I'm falling and I can't get up buttons. And then he said you need to do your stairs, and not just hanging on for dear life, but go up and down your stairs, which if you've heard my origin story, why this channel even exists, it was because I showed a friend so many houses and she said, oh, well, we can't have this house because in a few years we aren't going to be able to go up the stairs. Meanwhile, I have stairs everywhere here. We have inverted living because we have the lake out the window, and so everything is upstairs and there's stairs everywhere. And the third thing he said was be sure you can stand on each foot for 30 seconds at a time. Because if you don't, you'll have ankle and stability issues. So it's good to practice that particular one. But you can stand on your foot anywhere. You look like a flamingo, but hey. Who cares what people think about you? If I'm standing in line at the post office, I'm on one foot. Anywhere I am, I'm standing on one foot if I have to wait, because it's just extra balance training. And it really is good for you to practice it. So my infamous chicken story. Back a year or so ago, my husband took a job out of town, and I was here by myself, just me and the chickens. And I had 2 chickens at the time. And I was going to rehome them, but I still had them for the moment. And one of them, she was crazy anyway. She wasn't going into the chicken coop on my time. So like a dope, I chased after her. And we're in the Ozarks here, and our house is built on a rock. And I tripped and I fell hard on my left side chasing that dumb chicken. And I knew I was okay. I'm sturdy. I'm very sturdy. But it freaked me out really bad because you hear it all the time about falls taking people out, right? And here I am all by myself. I'm very rural. What would have happened if, oh gosh, how your mind runs, anything could have happened, right? So I had to call my daughter-in-law and, have her talk me down. I'm like, I'm okay. I said, I'm here by myself. And I'm just the thought of what possibly could have happened just has completely scared the living out of me. And so that was when I came up with my don't do stupid mantra. And now I realize that as we age, we need to move with intention. You can't just like barge through life like I do. I'm like a bull in a china shop, and I can't do that anymore. I have to really pay attention because I don't want to be hurt. And that particular instance proves that no matter how much balance training I've done, it's not necessarily going to stop a fall. But then that's another thing to deal with. And there's a viewer here, a subscriber to this channel, who told me about fall training, which I have still not had a chance to look into, but I want to because it seems like a really great idea. Like, if you had to fall, this crosses my mind when I'm walking all the time too. Like, okay, I'm going down a hill, I'm going up a hill. I could trip and I could fall, and that would hurt and I would hate it. And so, if you know how to fall, that's got to be better for you, right? So, it's something I'm definitely going to look into because I didn't even know it existed until she mentioned it. But if you know, if you use more intention to help yourself to keep from falling, and you practice balance, because my last week's video was last week, one where I was like walking on the BMX track and I tripped over a stump or something, and I went flying, whoa. That the balance training absolutely helped me to catch myself on that one. So I want to encourage you today, if you've not started training for balance, start training. Do it small, just like everything. Start with 10 seconds, then go up from there. But start training for balance so that you are able to catch your balance instead of falling, in the off chance that something happens. Usually, like I said before, it's something that comes up and gets you by surprise that will upend you. So start training for balance today. You can do all the fun stuff. You can walk on the parking blocks and maybe people will join you and say, wow, look at that lady, she's having fun. Balance is confidence, not caution tape. You want to build up your ability before you need it so that you're ready and you're prepared when you do need it. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this encouraged you, give it a thumbs up and share it with another aging rebel who needs a little hope. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, live strong, laugh often, and shine with purpose.